What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Packer Perspective. The Packers are coming off of a bye, and they've got a great opportunity to get back on track this week. We are hosting the Cincinnati Bengals at Lambeau Field as 14.5-point favorites. We saw the Bengals have some big news early in this week by trading for quarterback Joe Flacco, a quarterback the Packers just saw a few weeks back when they had their first loss of the season to the Cleveland Browns. But before we dive into the matchup, I would appreciate if you guys hit that like button, and if you're a fellow Packer fan, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be here all season long breaking down everything Green Bay. So let's get into it. All right, so let's start with this Packers offense that has quietly been one of the best offenses in the NFL. The Green Bay Packers pass offense ranks 4th in pass DVOA and 1st in EPA per dropback. And this Bengals defense has been very, very bad going up against pass so far this year. They rank 27th in pass DVOA and 24th in EPA per dropback allowed. That's about as favorable a setup as you could ask for the Packers. It's kind of reminiscent to what the Packers saw against the Dallas Cowboys, and we saw this Packers offense, specifically Jordan Love, have a very big day. So Cincinnati's defense sits around league average versus man coverage and zone coverage, so there's not a lot to take away from that aspect, but here's the real issue. They do not get a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks. Even with Trey Hendrickson off the edge, the Bengals rank 21st in pressure rate and just 28th in blitz rate. That's a massive problem against Jordan Love, who has absolutely thrived when he is not under pressure all season, including dating back to last season as well. He is the best quarterback in football from EPA per dropback standpoint when he is not pressured. When Love is not pressured, he is completing 83% of his passes, averaging over 10 yards per attempt, and has an 8-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. That's number 1 in the league among all quarterbacks, including Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, guys who are in 2nd and 3rd behind him. So if the Bengals can't generate pressure, which I expect they won't, this could turn into another big Jordan Love game. Now, this could also be another big spot for rookie Matthew Golden, who we hope to take that next leap coming off of a bye. We've seen his route participation climb each week from 57% and 68% early in the season up to 84% and 73% before the bye. And generally, we like to see these rookie receivers take that next step coming off a bye when a team has a little bit more time to implement him into the game plan. He's now a little familiar with how these NFL defenses are looking, so he is the perfect matchup to have that breakout game. And additionally, this Bengals defense is allowing the 3rd highest rate of explosive plays in the NFL. So if there is ever a matchup for Matthew Golden to take advantage of, it's this one. All right, let's talk a little bit about Josh Jacobs. We've seen that he struggled a little early on in the season. In weeks 1 through 3, he averaged just 3.1 yards per carry. However, against Dallas, we did finally see that breakout where he had 22 carries for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he's been heavily involved in the pass game the past 2 weeks for the Packers as well. And at home, double-digit favorites. This feels like another massive Josh Jacobs game. Pound the rock, set up play action, keep Love comfortable. That's the formula this week. Now, on the other side of the ball, it gets ugly fast for the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Like I mentioned, they are benching Jake Browning and going with Joe Flacco, who has been there now for just about 4 to 5 days before this game starts. Luckily, he did get to see the Packers once. However, that game didn't go very well for him on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, the Cleveland Browns won that game, but that was mostly because of the Packers' lack of offense. Not much to do with Joe Flacco or that Cleveland Browns offense. Their offensive line has been dreadful. They are allowing the 2nd highest pressure rate allowed in football. And now with Joe Flacco back there, who is basically a statue, he's going to have difficulty moving around that pocket and avoiding taking a bunch of sacks. Additionally, that offense ranks 30th in pass DVOA and 32nd in rush DVOA. I know they have some weapons in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. However, it's going to be interesting to see the chemistry between Joe Flacco and those guys. Of course, it's probably an upgrade from Jake Browning, but it's probably not a big one. Now, the real issue here for Cincinnati's offense is this Packers defense ranks 6th in pressure rate, 3rd in pass DVOA, and they love to play zone. They actually play zone at the 4th highest rate in the league, running cover 2 and cover 3 shells on over 60% of their snaps. And that's a nightmare matchup for Joe Flacco. This season, Joe Flacco ranks 31st in EPA per dropback against zone, averaging just 5.7 yards per attempt with 0 touchdowns and 1 pick. Even going back to last year, it's been the same thing. Against those same cover 2 and cover 3 shells, he ranks 25th in EPA per dropback and has the 3rd highest turnover worthy rate in the league at 7.1%. So between the pressure, the coverage looks, and the lack of mobility for Joe Flacco, this could get out of hand quickly. I'm expecting a big bounce-back game from Matt LaFleur, this Packers defense, and this offense to keep the momentum going after that tie we had against Dallas. And I'm expecting Jordan Love to be back in the running for that MVP candidate. So the bottom line, this feels like the Packers' chance to reestablish themselves as one of the premier candidates in the NFC and in the NFL as a whole. This offense should be efficient, the defense should feast, and Lambeau should be rocking once again. And guys, that's going to do it for this week's breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, give me your prediction for this week. Who do you think is going to be the X factor for the Green Bay Packers? And again, subscribe if you're a fellow Packer fan. I'm going to be here all season long breaking down everything Green Bay. Appreciate it. Until the next time, go Pack Go.